What if I told you that America was home to megacities, bustling with life and complex societies long before Europeans even knew this continent existed? For centuries, the story we were told was one of an empty land, a vast, untouched wilderness waiting to be discovered. History books painted a picture of a sparsely populated continent, home to small, scattered tribes. But over the last few decades, archaeology and a closer reading of historical accounts have revealed a profoundly different truth. These urban centers featured complex road systems, distinct neighborhoods, bustling markets, and sophisticated forms of governance. The myth of an empty America wasn't just an oversight. It was a narrative crafted to justify colonization. Second, planned infrastructure, like intentionally laid out streets, public spaces, and systems for managing resources like water. Third, some form of central governance or administration that organizes society, collects taxes or tribute, and directs large-scale construction projects. And fourth, it serves as a hub for extensive trade networks, connecting it to distant regions and cultures. When we apply these criteria, we find that the Pre-Columbian Americas weren't just dotted with a few large settlements. They were home to several urban centers that were, by any reasonable definition, megacities. From the Mississippi Valley to the highlands of Mexico, these cities were centers of innovation, culture, and power long before the Old World and the New World collided. Let's start with a journey to America's forgotten metropolis, a city that once stood near modern-day St. Louis, Missouri. This was Cahokia. At its peak around 1200 CE, Cahokia was the largest city north of Mexico, home to an estimated 20,000 people, with thousands more living in surrounding settlements. This wasn't a random collection of huts. Cahokia was a master-planned city. Its heart was a grand central plaza, covering nearly 50 acres, surrounded by massive earthen mounds. The largest of these, now called Monk's Mound, is an engineering marvel. It stands 100 feet tall and has a base larger than that of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Imagine the labor and social organization required to build that with just baskets of soil. Archaeologists have also discovered what appear to be ancient astronomical observatories, wooden post circles nicknamed woodhenges, that tracked solstices and equinoxes, showing a deep understanding of celestial movements. Cahokia was a political and religious powerhouse, its influence stretching for hundreds of miles up and down the Mississippi River. Zenith around 450 CE, this city was one of the largest in the world, with a population that may have exceeded 100,000 people. What's truly astonishing about Teotihuacan is its rigid, grid-based urban planning. The entire city is oriented around a central north-south axis, the famous Avenue of the Dead. This grand boulevard is flanked by stunning architectural wonders, including the colossal Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon. But Teotihuacan wasn't just a ceremonial center. It was a thriving city where people lived and worked. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of multi-family apartment complexes, each with its own patios and drainage systems, suggesting a highly organized and stratified urban life. The city was also a major manufacturing hub, known for its production of obsidian tools and fine pottery, which were traded across Mesoamerica. Then, around 550 CE, something catastrophic happened. The city's central structures were burned, and its power crumbled. The mystery of its collapse remains, but its legacy endured, inspiring every major civilization that followed in central Mexico. Hundreds of years later, on an island in the middle of a lake, another incredible city would rise. The Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan, when the Spanish conquistadors arrived in 1519, they were utterly stunned by what they saw. It was a city unlike anything they had ever imagined. Built on the marshy grounds of Lake Texcoco, Tenochtitlan was a masterpiece of hydraulic engineering. To feed its massive population of over 200,000 people, the Aztecs created ingenious floating gardens called chinampas. These were artificial islands built from mud and reeds, creating some of the most productive agricultural land in the world. A complex system of dikes controlled the lake's water levels, while massive aqueducts brought fresh water into the city from springs on the mainland. In his letters, Hearn and Uncourt S. described a city that was cleaner, larger, and far more orderly than most European cities of the time. It had bustling markets, grand temples, and a well-organized social structure. Tenochtitlan was not a primitive village. It was a vibrant, sophisticated metropolis, the heart of a powerful empire. The incredible urban planning wasn't limited to just a few famous cities. Across the Americas, indigenous societies demonstrated a profound understanding of engineering and city management. They didn't just build structures, they built integrated urban environments. In many regions, you can still find traces of extensive road networks. these weren't just dirt paths. Many were engineered, raised causeways. Sanitation was also a key concern. Cities like Tenochtitlan had systems for waste collection, and many urban centers featured drainage systems to manage rainwater and prevent flooding. Neighborhoods were often zoned, with specific areas dedicated to craft production, residential living, or ceremonial activities. This level of planning shows a deliberate, long-term vision for how a city should function and grow, challenging the stereotype of indigenous peoples living in a state of nature. They weren't just living on the land, they were actively shaping it to create complex, sustainable urban centers. So, if these magnificent cities existed, with their towering pyramids, planned streets, and huge populations, why were they largely ignored or written out of the dominant historical narrative for so long? The answer is deeply tied to the motives of colonization. When European powers arrived in the Americas, they needed a justification for conquest, for seizing land, and for subjugating its people. Acknowledging that the Americas were home to advanced, well-ordered urban civilizations would have completely undermined that justification. It's much harder to claim you are bringing civilization to a people who have already built cities that are cleaner and better organized than your own. So, the existence of places like Cahokia, Teotihuacan, and Tenochtitlan was inconvenient. It was a deliberate act of historical erasure designed to serve a political and economic agenda. It proves that America was not an empty land waiting to be discovered. It was a land that was already home to great thinkers, brilliant engineers, and complex societies that built incredible worlds of their own. The legacy of these cities is written in the earth and stone across the continents, a powerful reminder that Indigenous history is not a prelude to American history. It is a foundational part of it. These cities prove that innovation, urbanism, and civilization are not the exclusive property of one culture or one continent, but are universal expressions of human creativity. If learning about these forgotten cities has changed your perspective, please give this video a like. For more deep dives into the untold stories of history, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I want to hear from you. Which of these incredible cities surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.